Hello YouTube modelers, it's Dwayne, Doozer's Models. I don't do a lot of these tutorial type videos, but this is a product that I don't think many of you guys are familiar with or would have ever used. So I'm going to show you what I do. Could run a little long, so bear with me. So when it comes to masking to do a two-tone paint job, I always find it really frustrating to use tape. Even the Yushi tape or the 3M tape or the Tamiya tapes, they tend to leak. I find them really hard to cut. You either end up cutting into the body or you don't cut enough and the filaments of the paper come through and then you got to cut them again and you just never get that clean, crisp cut for doing detailed two-tone masking, that sort of thing. If you're just using the actual natural edge of the tape, that's fine, but I'm talking about where you have to cut an intricate graphic, a flame, a scallop, something like this. So this product here is made by 3M and it's called Etch Mark. And what Etch Mark is it's used to make fake etched windows. So if you have like a pantry and you want a rose pattern on your pantry, you put Etch Mark on it. It lets a little bit of light through. It looks like actual etched glass, but it's not. It's just a vinyl product. You could use it on like a shower shower door. Some people put them on mirrors. Anything that you want to get that fake etched look, this is what they use. This is what I use in my industry. I work in the sign industry and we use Etch Mark all the time. So this is a peel and stick self-adhesive vinyl. So as you can see, you just peel it off the backing. It's very thin, it's very pliable. If you can't stretch it, normally you can stretch it with some heat, just a little bit of a heat gun or something like that. So I'm working on Dylan's NYS Pro Street build, and I'm going to make this Ford a two-tone. I'm going to do the bottom part and this part with a root beer brown. So I want to do this roof element with a root beer brown, but I want to mask it off. So to get masking tape into the corners and on the edges and do it is just, it's not going to work real well. So I loosely lay the Etch Mark on and I push out from the middle. So it's self-adhesive, pressure sensitive vinyl. So I don't know how well this is going to show on the camera, but I've laid it down there and now I'm working from the middle out, so I'm getting it to the areas that I want. I'm trying to minimize the creases. The creases don't really matter if they're on the outer edge. Where they matter is where it actually meets up with where you plan on cutting it. So you can see there it's got a little bit of puckering on it, so all you do is you just stretch it. And as you can see there, all the puckering is gone. So I'm stretching it in like that. If I happen to get a crease or a bubble in here, it doesn't matter. That's not going to matter, only where it touches the surface that I want. Hope this is showing through the cam. So again, if you can see, it's got a little bit of a crease there. All you do is you pull it and stretch it. So it's quite friendly and forgiving to work with. Now, if I was really worried about it or I couldn't get it where I needed to go, I could always heat it. So now I'm going to take a Q-tip. These are one of the makeup ones, and I'm just going to push it in to the crease. If you get any bubbles, you can poke them. It's not a big deal. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want a nice definitive line of where I'm going to cut. This isn't wore out. Oh, 4 minutes already. So you can see here, got that little bit of a crease. Just going to stretch it in there. Sorry, drifted off camera there. I was focusing on what I was doing. So now I got a pretty nice crisp line where I want to make the cut. If you want, you can use like a toothpick or something to push it in with. Get a little bit more defined line if you need it. Okay, so you see there, it's all pushed down. It'll mask off everywhere where I want here. So now, take a sharp knife, it's a brand new blade, and I just run it along where I want that cut to be. And I'm putting no pressure on here. And just really lightly, I can roll with the curve. Like I say, you can feel it kind of cutting into the vinyl a little bit, but you need little to no pressure. You need a pretty steady hand. Kind of cheating because I got a nice indent to follow here. Again, little to no pressure, guys. So now, I just take the knife, try to get an edge here. This stuff sticks pretty good. You got to make sure you got a nice paint job so it doesn't peel up your paint. So any of the areas where it didn't cut, it's not going to rip very good. Okay, so I may have to do a few little touch-ups on it, but you get the gist of it. It's hard to do this and show it under cam and so on and whatever. So now I've got a masked off area where I can paint my second color, and it's going to leave a nice, crisp, clean line. So I'm going to sign off from here, mask off the rest of it, shoot it with the second color, and we'll show you guys how it turned out later. Build on, gentlemen.